We've also collected research on close to 50 industries. By clicking in the navigation wheel on the industry icon, you'll land on this screen, which is where you can choose the industry that you want to look at. You can also get to the details of an industry from any case on an individual company that you might be in. For today, we're just going to choose manufacturing electronics. Industry research is divided up into 4 sections. At the top, you'll find the industry profile. Beneath that, you'll find the major processes of that industry with details behind it. We'll see a notes, attachments, and links section, just like we saw with accounts, and we'll see a news section, also similar to what we saw for individual organizations. We can see that there are several major sections of the industry profile: an industry overview, recent activities, current business issues, discussion points, and financial performance. So for every industry, we will have information regarding that industry's segments, the market scope, products and services, etc. And this is more static information toward the top with regards to technology and finance and sales and marketing and so forth. When we get into the recent activity section, we'll find things like current news, developments, trends, opportunities, and an industry outlook. The next section, for current business issues, will have some key business issues for that industry, along with some other business issues that we know that the industry is currently focused on. Discussion points are divided up by role or by process. In the role section, we'll have typically a full suite of the C-level of companies in that industry with regards to some of the things that those executives might be thinking about. Conversation starters, if you will. Same thing by process. For each of the major processes, we'll have a number of different conversation starters depending on which process you might be discussing. Finally, we'll include a composite financial performance for that industry that'll show some of the major companies globally within that industry and how they compare with each other. You can at any point view the report. The industry profile report is professionally presented and formatted so that you can print out a 15 to 20 page report with all the details about a specific industry, running through each of the sections and each of the subsections that we just discussed. It should also be noted that when you're working with an organization and you're pulling together a dynamic account plan, you can pull in any section within the industry profile at that time. Moving down to the process section, I can see the major processes within the electronics industry. From here, I can dive down into those, and I can see on the right-hand side if my company has articulated whether or not they have a solution in one of those areas. So for the Stratascope instance, we have some solutions for electronics manufacturers in the selling area, and I can see that because the scope is green. When I click on Sell, I get brought to the next level down, and that is within the selling process, we have access to the sub-processes associated with selling. Each of these sub-processes will have associated with them a colored scope as well, so that I can see where my solutions have an impact within this process and in these sub-processes. So if we look at managing opportunities, another place where Stratascope can have an impact, and click on the scope, we'll be brought into the detailed business issues within that sub-process that your customers in the electronic industry might be dealing with. Now, the issues that have a blue hammer next to them as opposed to a gray hammer are the ones where we've identified that we have a solution. Your company can do the same in our solution mapping. So for sales forecasting, I can see the detailed information just like I could within a company about a specific issue with regards to the discussion point, the characteristics, the analytics, etc. As I scroll down, I can also see that my company has mapped some comments and some solution records as well as some links to additional information that might be relevant if a customer is dealing with this specific issue. As I move back up the chain and we land back on our industry record for manufacturing electronics, there's another way that I can get to the same process information. If you're more of a visual learner, you can click on Show Process Animation, and this will bring up a live animation for this particular industry. We have this for all of the industries that we support so that you can see the flow of information and the flow of goods and services throughout that organization. And then from here, sometimes for some people, it's easier to go from here to do the drilling down into the different areas. So when I click on Sell, I get brought back to the same place that we were before. For notes, attachments, and links, work the same way as they would within the account records. And that is that you can click the plus sign to add a new note or a new link or a new file. You can browse your desktop to add those files. You can put in titles and URLs for the links, and you can collect this information at an industry level. That means that when a user is putting in their research, they can connect to the industry research that the company has provided for them with any of your white papers and details and so forth that you think might be important. The news section at the bottom is live, so this news is brought up to the minute. And you may find a news article in here that you click on the news article and then you want to use our plugin to connect it back to this industry so that you don't lose your place and it stays connected up in the link section. So there's a number of ways to work with the industry information to make it more relevant for your company and more robust for the end users who might be more engaged in company research themselves.